people that tell negative stories over and over and over again. What do you do about that? I know a girl like this and love her, but
I have to say I'm guilty of that in a way.
I am too.
And it's funny because, when you work a lot and especially in production and stuff, and you're I'm a fixer, in essence, I would come home and just to vent the day or whatever, I would complain. And by complain, be like, talk about, well, she did this and this, and it was just all negative and bad, instead of saying, yeah, it was a tough day. Cause that's just what the job is. It is what it is. At any part of job, there's a whole lot of, especially in production, there's a lot of just people management. How do you deal with all the different personalities? So, I had to see that though. I mean, and it was Malcolm who was like, do you notice that you do this?
Good to have that person.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes you just don't see it. And I went, oh.
Or you have people that feed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
or they
too.
like it.
But you have to be able to see that, acknowledge it, and go, oh, that sucks. And then when I started to see it, I stop, cut it off. It takes some work,
Yeah. Because then I build myself up.
And then you
that
get
person's at
negative.
home not giving a shit about us.
Yeah.
And we're building ourselves up. And I'm just
it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So when you stop doing that and you just go, all right, let me leave that at the door. I'm home now. Let me be present with home, and I'm happy to be home, and I'm grateful for my home and my life and blah. Then that doesn't take as much power over you and stuff. And then it switches the energy,
And it's self-talk. It's like, I have so many, like I know people that, and it's so valid, but they have so many health issues. And some of them I will look at and I'm like, well, you haven't taken my advice about the things you eat. And you did come to me. I don't give unsolicited advice when I don't have to.
Right.
But sometimes people do have MS or other things. However, you can, and that's a real thing physically, but mentally, instead of saying, oh, I have so many health issues, I have to do, like, you can just say, I need my body to heal right now. I'm going to be working on my body healing. So that's a much more positive tone to come in and say healing, as opposed to it's breaking down, it's falling apart. Because if your mind keeps going in this negative spectrum of saying I'm deteriorating, your body's going to follow. There's a lot of people where you're like, wow, I know two people that have MS. I look at one of them who's so positive, and, I'm not saying it's definitely their mind, but it gets them to get out of that wheelchair more. It gets them to move their body, and just their spirit and their energy is
you
just.
You gotta want to.
Yes. And you can see the want, and their body is reacting to it, as opposed to someone that is a little healthier with MS, and you can see how they're deteriorating, the way they eat, all of that. So, and their energy is awful, and then no one wants to be around them because they're living in this, which it's okay to do when you're diagnosed, but not forever.
You can be sad and depressed.
Absolutely. But compartmentalize those days. You know what I mean? That's what I would say with anything.
Yeah. I guess what I'm getting from this is, you have to kind of, and this is from learning, getting older, obviously, you got to look at yourself first, right? And see what you're doing.
That's the next one.
Because you can control you.